In the bottom left-hand side, playing for Cosmos Esports, one of those new incredible organizations picking up all the good players. He is the Swedish Zerg player. It's SortOf.
And he's facing off against Mr. Cannons up in the top right. It's the red Protoss player. It's going to be ArT. I mean, this is Mr. Cannons, right? That's such an early scout. No, it has to be Mr. Cannons. Is it not?
No, it's Mr. Adepts. So what he's doing
I saw 2 probes going down the ramp. That's why I said that.
Yeah. No,
just so we're clear.
The other is to block. He wants to force the natural to be taken at the third. He does this every PvZ.
I haven't really seen. I don't think I've seen any of ArT's games from this tournament so far.
He loves Adepts. Glaive Adepts is a very common opening for him. He'll make a lot of Adepts generally. I'd say Twilight is what he opens a lot of his games. He's been relatively successful with it. He's had some very, very close games against some better players. He now knows, of course, that the natural is at the third, and the reason he's doing that is because Adepts can get there quicker than Lings when there's no creep. So he can.
You know what ArT should do? Because like at this point, he's played 3 Zergs. Yeah. So if he likes Adepts, if he likes Glaive Adepts really hard. SortOf probably knows that he likes Glaive Adepts. So you know what he should do? He should get the health upgrade instead.
It's not a health upgrade anymore. It's an attack speed.
Oh my god! Yeah. How did I miss that? Oh my lord!
Yeah, so no, it's attack speed now. They go orange and they attack twice as quick or something.
Well, that's Glaives. That's Glaives.
Yeah. Oh, they don't have another upgrade.
Oh, did they remove the health upgrade?
I think so. I've not seen it at least, so I'm pretty certain.
Hold on. No. I'm pretty sure. Hold on.
Upgrade.
Did they remove it already? I kind of liked it just because it was so dumb.
Shield upgrade, right? Removed, yeah, they removed it.
Oh man.
It's one of those things that you see so rarely that I didn't even really think about.
Yeah, like it's one of those things where it's like if they removed Ignite Afterburn or if they the Afterburners upgrade, no one would notice.
Yes.
So I think that's a defensible position.
No, I agree.
All right, so fine.
What are we seeing so far?
We're just gonna pretend that I'm not an idiot. And Stargate. All right.
Okay, well, I'm completely wrong. So he is going to mix it up a little bit. ArT is going to be going for that Stargate opening here in this game. He'll probably go Oracle into a couple of Phoenix. Oracle into Phoenix to clear some Overlords, and then possibly go up to 2 or 3. Occasionally we see Oracles. And use them for utility throughout the game and to get that damage and value over time. And the other side of the map, SortOf, is getting his 3rd base at a very good time after Queens. He will try and connect his bases ASAP. And how much has SortOf seen here? Not really anything, right? Yeah.
I mean, he's seen that there was an Adept opening. He'll be able to see the 2nd Adept pop out as well. I mean, it is interesting though. See double Adept into a Stargate. It's kind of interesting that SortOf is waiting this long to scout. And that may be because he's so comfortable in assuming that ArT is going to be going for something like Glaive. So, and the trajectory of this Overlord is such that I believe it was going to miss the Stargate, but ArT won. He just picks off the Overlord, gets that done. So in comes the Phoenix. The Oracle is going to be following up. And we'll see whether or not he's able to find some damage with that. Thus far, really nothing too concerning as far as how to take the 3rd base as his 2nd expansion, so SortOf is going to be fine there. He's going to be able to connect all the bases with creep. ArT not really taking advantage of that, but I mean, if he does that every game, it's really nice because sometimes you always have to be a little bit worried, right? It's very, very, very hard to defend, especially like an Adept all-in. Super hard to defend that.
3 more gateways going down now, going up to a total of 4, and we will see the Twilight Council follow up. Now, I have seen ArT go Stargate, and guess what he goes into afterwards?
Is it Charge Lots?
No, it's Glaive Adepts.
Is it Blink Stalkers?
No. He has been going Stargate into Glaive Adepts as well, and just hitting a little bit late. His 3rd base is down. He has a couple of Adepts here and an Oracle to defend it, and that's going to be nice. Phoenix so far has done a decent job of hunting Overlords, killed 2. I always feel like if I find 3 Overlords, I'm in a really good spot with my first couple of Phoenixes. SortOf really not been able to scout this game, and that is a bit problematic here because he obviously, of course, wants to get the information as to what he's playing against, and it is Glaive follow-up.
Wow, we're all surprised to see this, aren't we?
Oh, man. With my big brain, watched 100 ArT games this tournament. What are you talking about? I'm always right.
I mean, hey, why not? The initial pressure here with this Oracle is not going to amount to too much. He gets one drone with that, with the Stasis Ward, which is, you know, it's all right. I mean, it's not great, but he didn't lose the points, right? So it's fine. And in the meantime, we've got an additional gas taken now by SortOf. He's up to 2 gases. It's going to allow him.
Has he made roaches yet? No.
No, he hasn't made roaches. He does have the roach warning, so he's able to get that. Should it be necessary? I mean, with this number of adepts, he should be making a couple roaches just to be safe. He's making 1 right now.
That's fine. There we go. 4. It's still not enough. I think for this amount, what do you want? 12 maybe, so you can split.
Yeah, I mean, like, really 12 would be nice. I mean, he's up to 62 workers, so he should just hold down the ArT at this point. He really doesn't need any more work. Well, he's not quite ready. That's a lot of adepts popping, and they immediately target the queen with the most energy, and it goes down. 1 roach here is not going to be able to hold this this swell of units off, and this is actually a ton of damage being done here by ArT.
Yeah, now what? If I'm ArT right now, I'm trying to split up my adapts a little bit. Try and get a couple into the third, a couple into the natural. Cancel a couple of these shades. It does look like actually you can commit to the shade here. This is a very good shade. There's a spine crawler here, but there's no units. Target down the workers, my man. Okay, he finally starts to. Oh, he really doesn't get as much as he should have. He's only killed 2 workers, Penguin.
Yeah, I really don't. Like that shade was pretty solid, of course, but getting away from the army, I didn't really like the initial shade into the natural.
No.
Unfortunate for him, really. I mean, it was a really good defense by SortOf. Yeah, you got to give him credit. He pulled those workers immediately. He had the roaches out just in the nick of time, even though he did lose a little bit at the front there. ArT, though, with up to 64 workers, I don't think he really needed to commit there. He probably could have taken those 3 queen kills, the little bit of damage, the forced evacuation of the third, and just kind of backed off. I think that might have been a decent option, and then tried to come back later. So it might have just been a little bit of an overcommittal now, and SortOf is going to try to take advantage of the amount of army that's already gone down for ArT, essentially for free, and he's going to try to pressure this third.
Immortal coming out, though. I don't think you're able to kill him here, right? There's a lot of force fields available. Is there a battery, though? No. Okay, that changes everything. You're going to see the first files come down, cancelling 3 of those buildings immediately. The Phoenix is just flying overhead.
There's not going to be any batteries now, and I don't think that SortOf can kill him here, but the posturing is dangerous. He's going to be able to back off here. And I mean, SortOf feels pretty comfortable. He's got that 4th base coming up. He's got really, really nice creep spread as well. So,
yeah.
Going forward, ArT, though, he didn't go all in with that push or by any means. I believe it was just like a 4-gate kind of pressure while he was expanding to the third. So his upgrades are a little bit late. His tech's not in the best position. But overall, he's not out of this by any stretch of the imagination. He's only down by about 5 workers. So ArT here is going to sort of try to reset a little bit. See what he can go into now. The Blink is coming in, which is a nice sort of bit of utility to have. Couple extra gateways, Templar Archives, but the Spire coming in for SortOf is fascinating.
What concerns me right now is SortOf's been playing... Okay, there we go, finally fixed it. He's had a double Evo chamber this whole time and only 1 upgrade rock and roll in, so the upgrade advantage really wasn't as substantial as it could have been. If there was +1 range and +1 melee or +1 armor, it is range and melee upgrades at the same time, which blows my mind.
That's pretty common actually against Protoss these days. At this point, especially when you play against like Protoss specifically, a lot of the units fire relatively slowly with like huge damage output, so armor upgrades don't really do too much.
Okay.
Whereas you really like to have, if a lot of your army is, obviously you want the ranged upgrade, but if you're getting banelings, you want the melee upgrades as well for that +2. So it's going to be really, it's really nice for SortOf to be working his way towards that. And with Storm coming in now, ArT is definitely in a position where like Storms are very, very good, right? But we already have Corruptors on the way out. I kind of like the earlier Spire. He's using it for Broodlords, but he got it a little bit earlier so that he could get 3 Corruptors out, just to make sure that he doesn't die to any sort of Prism shenaniganry.
You mean like the one that's coming right now into his natural? Yeah, Prism's going to drop down a couple of adepts here, but they're very, very prepared here. And now with the Corruptors are either going to force the recall or at least the disengagement here from ArT. Meanwhile, SortOf has a group of what seems to be 7 Banelings rolling up the north. Is there going to be a position? The wall actually for ArT is very good to stop these counterattacks. He has pylons and stuff as well as spotters. Oh my god, but SortOf's creep is starting to explode a little bit here.
Baneling run by coming on in towards the third. There's a pretty good wall set up here for ArT. Oh, he's splitting them up. He's going into the 4th as well. Big explosion comes down the 4th. A little bit too late. 8 kills. Overall, though, I think that was about 8 Banelings, so it's not the most confusing. But, ooh, he's going for a bit of a roach run by here, trying to get through. Good warping on the Zealots to buy some time. He does have a force field available on that sentry. Siphoning off a couple of units while SortOf uses this as a distraction to hit the fourth once again. A lot of
Storms are so good. The Storm's doing a pretty good job of pushing this off, but Bailey's finally managed to make that mark. We are seeing the Fortress start to run out. This Oracle really needs to start firing, doing something. The army now going to recuperate with a big Zealot walking. It does look like ArT is going to hold off SortOf for now, but there's still Roaches and Lings in his main. Nothing in his natural, and the fourth phase is okay. Work count is okay for ArT. He took some damage there, sure. But behind this, Greater Spire is on the way.
And look at this Ling run by coming back into the fourth again. Even more economic. Really, really nice follow-up here by SortOf. He's drawn the army away, and he gets even more damage done with another backstab. And gets the Lings out as well, so it's effectively free damage. And he's got more than enough at home to defend, and this is just, it's set ArT back so far that there's no universe now where he can go for a pre-Broodlord timing push, and SortOf is completely free to get up to that tier 3 army that he wants.
Dark Shrine on the way here for ArT. These Lings at the top, yep, I was waiting for this to happen. Bane Rings! Going to be coming in very, very shortly to look for some more damage. Probably on the fourth again. The wall has not been, there has not been a wall made. Not really too many workers here, so that's okay. But we're seeing SortOf now, just as Bane, just as Broodlord again. Oh no, the wall!
Yeah, I mean, he actually picked up quite a few Zealots, and just GG's out immediately as well. Yeah, I mean, that was actually just a great game from SortOf, to be honest. He was playing, I mean, there were so many multi-pronged harassments there. You were looking at the natural, I was looking at the third, so like, there were things going on everywhere. I mean, it was a solid game by SortOf. ArT's build didn't really work out, put him a little bit far behind. He wasn't in an insurmountable position, but SortOf identified exactly how big his lead was and just hit all of the right timings. He hit right when he needed to, and just really, really solid play by SortOf. ArT,
yeah,
we'll see if he's able to bust something out in game number 2. SortOf, though, keeping his chances alive here. Let me see if there's been an update on the laser situation.
Yeah, that's what I'm
SortOf does need a laser to lose.
As of right now, it looks like nothing has happened. Goblin and Laser are playing on the mainstream. I'll open it up quickly. /ESL StarCraft 2. Mainly because I want to support my boy as well. Everdream will be our next map, Penguin. Any thoughts on probably the most standard map in the pool?
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy it. It's probably the map that I've played the most because nobody seems to hate it. Everyone seems okay with it. And it's a nice map. I like looking at it. Pretty. I like the base layout quite a lot. I feel like it's very balanced. We'll see how it goes.
It looks like Goblin might win. He's got carriers. Which is always that's just map one, which is always my determination of whether someone is going to win.
Fair enough. I mean, carriers are a pretty good unit. They're not a bad unit to say the least.
Yeah, he's equal in supply, but he's up in army supply. If his carriers, Phoenixes can get the kills, then he'll be in a good spot. Yeah, it's looking very, very close. Rotty's in that chat. We'll keep an eye on that as things happen. And we'll be getting into this very soon. We are just waiting for ArT. Kim Yujin, his Battle.net name is SOS's real name because he's the biggest SOS fan on the planet.
Well, hopefully he can bust out some SOS-style magic here in game number 2 to give us a game at number 3. SortOf, though, I have to say, like, SortOf, he hasn't had the results he's wanted in this group, but like we said earlier, he had some really, really nice ZVZ results, and he's kept his chances alive going into the final match day.
Yeah.
And that was an extremely dominant game number 1 from him, so I'm sure he'll be feeling very confident coming into Everdream.
Yeah, we just need to, I think if you're ArT right now, you need to adjust a little bit. That build didn't work. SortOf was too prepared. He handled it. I do feel like ArT made some mistakes with his shades and things, but SortOf splitting of his army was great. The spine ended up doing a lot of the third. I mean, he made like 12, 15 hiccup glaive adepts and killed 2 workers. And I know he was macroing behind it, but he really needed to kill, like, if he'd have killed 10, I would have liked this game.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think it's even fine if he just disengaged after he killed the initial queens and just kept those units alive. Like, they don't do much in a straight-up engagement against roaches, but they do act as a meat shield, and they do pick off some of the lings at the front, so it would have been better than just kind of throwing them away. And once again, ArT's going for this extremely early scout to try to deny the hatch first, and he's going to be able to do so quite easily.
Yeah, it's going to be what he goes for every game here. We're not seeing anything too surprising. Now
I want to see SortOf 12 hatch just to mess with ArT.
Yeah. I want to see SortOf proxy hatch just to mess with ArT.
I mean, 12 pool honestly isn't a terrible build against this kind of an opening. Like, it gets scouted, but
yeah.
ArT loses quite a lot of money by scouting this early. So it wouldn't be a kind of interesting switch up. But
Especially on this map, I like it because you need 3 buildings to wall off your natural. So it's much more expensive. Like Everdream, you only need 2. You're never going to 12 pull on that. It's always going to be walled off. Now, ArT is going to see that the third has been taken as a natural. It is Hajgas Pool as standard here from SortOf, who will just be looking to play this one out. As of right now, we're not seeing anything that tells us otherwise. Gate on the low ground into an expansion here for ArT. He will then take a Cybernetics Core, Gas, and then Pylon. Everything very normal for a Protoss player. And the real first thing in this game comes after the Cybernetics Core, when we determine what our Protoss is planning to do.
Yeah, I have to say, if he wants to go Glaive Adepts again,
Do it first.
I feel like just cut the Stargate. Stargate didn't work. It was cute. Like if you would have gotten a big stasis trap, like all of a sudden that messes with the income super early in the game in a big way, and then maybe those adepts can really snowball. I like the idea behind that, but if the Stargate doesn't actually accomplish anything, you've just delayed your Glaive Adepts by so much that it just isn't worth it at all. And we'll have to see whether or not he decides to go Glaive Adepts. At this point, based on what you've said about his games, I would argue that maybe that's a little bit too predictable. But if it's what he's comfortable with, and if he's able to win games with it, hey, who am I to tell him not to, right? It's going to be Stargate again, though.
Especially some of these players who maybe don't play these big tournaments quite as much. ArT's been around a while, but some of them will only really have like 1 or 2 builds they're really comfortable with, you know, in these matchups against players that they know are probably favourite. Like if I go against Serral, I'm doing my best big boy build, you know?
Yeah, like if ArT's playing against me in a tournament, I'm sure he has 900 builds he's happy to play.
Yeah.
But against SortOf, you really do want to just like stick to your strengths, and that's...
Yeah. What do you think of these Zerg skins? Look at the gas geyser. It's got a little face on it at the bottom.
Yeah, I've never liked using skins myself.
No, I like watching skins. The only one I'd really like to use is there's 2. There's the Brood War Carrier that looks so sick. It's like a Zeppelin. Oh, and the Hellions that look like Mad Max cars. They're my 2 favorite skins in the game.
True. Those are both very, very solid choices. Can't disagree with you there, buddy.
The new one's pretty good. I don't get paid to say this, but I do like him. I actually did buy the war chest.
Good man.
For it. Yeah.
Gotta support StarCraft 2 esports.
Yeah. Give me money, please, Blizzard. Double Oracle, and he's keeping them at home. So this is a bit of a difference so far. I'd like to see the follow-up here. Just be Robo, or if you're going to get a Twilight Castle, get Blink or something. Double Oracle, you can get some damage, and then go...
I actually don't hate this at all, to be honest. Like, I really like the change-up of going for the Stalker.
Yeah.
The Stalker implies to SortOf that there is something different happening here, despite the fact that there is not anything different happening here. So he's going to be moving across now with these two Oracles. He's going to be moving into a couple of these Adepts as well. He's going for a Robo. I think that's a little bit faster than he did last game, especially because there is no Twilight Council. No. So no Glaive Adepts.
No,
wow.
He's doing, it looks like it's going to be, you know, this push with Adepts into the third, Oracles into the main, and Nat. And then behind this, he'll be making Sentries, he'll be making Immortals, taking a third base and looking to play it out from there. I don't think we'll see ArT go for like a big 2-base timing with Sentry Immortal. He's going to find a little bit of damage here, a couple of drones, nice. Good start.
He's already been forced to recall his Adepts, which is a little bit unfortunate for him, but he's going to be able to pop in here, just pick off a few more of these drones here and there. He's 5 already. Maintaining the Oracle count here. He hasn't lost either of those. He's
going to lose 5.
Okay, he does lose 1. That's a but we do have Swarm Host Roach from SortOf. Thus far, ArT's been doing a pretty good job at holding strong against this. He hasn't picked off too many Swarm Hosts. 3 of them have gone down up until this point, but ArT's playing an extremely mobile style. He's got a couple of Anchor Immortals that are dishing out big damage against the Roaches, but mostly it's been the Blink Stalkers trying to catch the Swarm Hosts while they're on cooldown here.
Beacons and the natural here is SortOf. Actually going to find so much damage.
Yeah, this is actually a really big deal. ArT's been quite hard-pressed to find damage for most of this game, and this is going to be a great way to do just that. He's not getting quite as much as I think he would have liked. He's going to get a recall, though, as he sees the Overseers finishing up. I do like that there was an accidental drop Overlord Mage.
Drop some Nidus. Drop some Nidus. Drop some Swarm Host.
Yeah, I mean, Swarm Host drops. Why not, man? But I do like the space that ArT was able to gain from that. Even if he didn't find that much economic damage, he was able to create some space to at least give himself a little bit of breathing room. And now I really like what he's doing here. He's using the Warp Prism to pick off individual Swarm Hosts with these Immortals. One already going down. This is such a scary number of Swarm Hosts. Oh, where's the Prism going? ArT, no! Oh, I loved what he was doing until he stopped doing it. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Now, look at the base fall. Oh my god, that's so much damage. Goodbye, workers. Locust raining down like a plague all over ArT's army. ArT, I think, has realised now he has to go. He's at 2 bases, trying to make a third. He's going to catch a whole bunch of Swarm Hosts here, but he just isn't. Oh, that Bio landed dead somehow in his Stalker ball. But his army right now is not just Stalkers, a couple of DTs, 1 Immortal.
I mean, like, he's been doing some real nice work with these DTs. The problem is that at this point, economic damage doesn't get him anything. He needs a lot more than economic damage. The Stalker Ground's a little bit scary. He is going to pick up a couple more of these Swarm Hosts. The problem is that the Swarm Hosts will force him back, and that's going to give ArT sort of plenty of time to solidify his defensives, and it's going to give him about an extra 30 seconds of much more mining than his opponent.
Okay, looks like the stream is definitely back up. I apologize for it going down 2 minutes ago, guys. I didn't receive an error message. It was still broadcasting that I was streaming. Like, I had the option to end stream, but the stream was down. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Stalker's trying to pick up some of these lings. The worker count for ArT is still pretty good, despite how many he lost at his original third base here to those Locusts. And he has taken down... How many Swarm Hosts have died this game, Penguin? 8?
Yeah, this is one of those awkward games where it's like ArT is now in a position where he is in fact very dead, but he's been showing some good skills, especially on the micro front. That one is a little bit unfortunate that I mentioned that right when he loses 8 Stalkers, but overall ArT has played, like, he's showcased some nice solid control this game. I've liked some of the ideas that he's had, especially with the DT run bys that are still going on. He's just continuing to come in with more and more DTs. The problem is that he just hasn't had an answer to the Swarm Hosts, and there's just been far, far, far too many Swarm Hosts for him to deal with, even when he has done a decent job against them. Although, he catches all of them!
Oh
and
my
this
god!
is exactly what he needs to potentially find a way back in. The Lings, though, closing the gap, forcing him back. Still, though, a massive loss there.
9
Almost
more.
10 more Swarm Hosts going down.
Yeah, really, really nice. Oh, okay. Get in the wall. Okay, only one Ling managing to break through, actually, into his natural. The Immortal will stand strong as a few Zealots, Brood War Zealots, come in to defend this Immortal's honor. The Swarm Host count has been massively dropped. We're seeing a Lurker then go down behind this, though. SortOf has got still so many workers, such a strong economy that he's able to make this transition. But it does leave him maybe a little bit vulnerable for a small amount of time. I don't know, actually. This front line is pretty strong.
Yeah, there's still just quite a lot of units here, even without the massive number of Swarm Hosts. There's still quite a lot of Roaches, quite a lot of Ravagers, even some Hydras in the mix now as he prepares for that Lurker transition. Still, though, ArT is closing the supply gap. He's been about 40-50 supply down all game. So, and SortOf is not maxed out anymore. SortOf now trying to get these Lurkers up. That is going to be another very, very difficult thing for ArT to break. But ArT has, in the meantime, sort of collected himself at this 4th base. He's rebuilding his 3rd again. So he is alive to a larger extent than he was about 3 minutes ago, which is something for sure. And I think, yeah, I mean, he's just got to find a way to deal with these Lurkers. That's the biggest kind of problem right now. Having Storm is going to be really, really nice. It's not quite there yet, but it is going to be soon. And he needs to find a really, really nice engagement, good Zealot flank. All the things you need against Lurkers.
Yeah. He is dropping a load of Zealots into the main, which is nice. Going to get a little bit more economic damage, even up that worker count a little bit. And everything he can find right now is good. 4 Zealots is an okay price to pay right now to pull all the army back, most importantly. Now he finds a bit of space in the middle, but oh my god, there's so many Lurkers here, and this is a choke.
Oh, he's not noticed! So much down, although he does pick off all the Swarm Hosts.
Yeah.
That's another weird trade. One of the biggest concerns here is that all of those Stalkers have taken an insane amount of hull damage. So they are going to be essentially permanently weakened. And now the Lurker count is beginning to get very, very scary as well. He's going to be up 11 of them. But he's already going into a 2nd Stargate. He's adding on the Fleet Beacon. He's making the right calls. The problem is that he keeps attacking into the...
Yeah, right now ArT can't attack. He just needs to sit back, absorb the pressure, go towards his Stargate Fleet Beacon tech. Oh god, he's going to take damage in the natural here, Penguin.
Yeah, this is really unfortunate. The Link splitting up as well. It's a really, really good move there by SortOf. SortOf does not have Adrenal Glands at the very least, so that's a minor sort of positive here for ArT, but ArT's taking so much damage and sort of is also identifying the tech that's coming his way. And with that, he sees the tech switch and he realizes that he has the opportunity to go right here, right now.
Army split.
And it's zoned out completely as well.
Ooh. Storms on top of the lurkers are nice, and some of the Archons and Immortals try to get close. Another storm goes down, but these are some chunky, tanky boys. The G comes out, and SortOf takes